Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new here, I am Meffan and I am your yoga teacher for today. For those of you that are here all the time, hello and welcome back. I am very, very happy to have you here. So today we are going to be doing something a little bit different, something I have had requested many times, and it's yin yoga. So I am a yin yoga teacher. I have done my training, but it's just not something that I actively teach unless I'm on retreats and I'm working with people in kind of like this group kind of setting where I'm with them for a few days. Reason being is because for me, yin is really about unlocking the energetic system and really about unlocking emotions. And to be honest, for me, it's important to be in that kind of safe space when you're working on it. Now, a lot of the time people look at yin or talk about yin in a way to get more flexible. I want you to take that to the back of your mind for today, and I really want you to think about tapping into your mind and thinking about how these postures make you feel. So yin yoga is where we hold positions from anything from 3 minutes all the way, it could be up to 15 minutes, which I'm not going to make you do anything that long today, so do not worry. But there might be positions or postures that you recognize in yin. They sometimes have different names, but like I said, I really want you to think about how they make you feel. Like there might be a posture that makes you feel a little bit angry or a bit nauseous. There might be some that make you feel super calm and where you feel like this is where you're at. And just recognize which is which, basically. So you may want some props. So I would recommend, if you have a bolster, I'd recommend grabbing a bolster. I'd recommend grabbing a couple of blocks, some cushions from your sofa. So if you need to run away now, just pause me, grab all of your bits and pieces and come back to meet me on the mat. So when you're ready, you're just going to come to a comfortable seated position. We're just going to ground down to begin with, as we always do. So you can just place the hands in the lap. It can either be cross-legged or it could be kneeling. And I just want you to close off the eyes, grow tall through the crown of the head. Just feel the breath in its natural rhythm, its natural state. Notice how the breath feels within the body. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it slow? Where does it feel like it's traveling to today? Is it getting stuck anywhere? So just recognizing all of the qualities of the breath. Take a big shoulder roll back. See if you can grow a little taller. So as you notice the breath, also notice the body. Becoming very present in this moment, hearing my voice, feeling your body on the mat. Just being aware that this is your time. Interlace the hands, press the hands all the way up to the sky, really stretch through the body, maybe finding a yawn. Oh. And then release. You can flutter open the eyes. Hello, Simba. And just, if you're sitting up on a bolster, just moving away from the bolster. We're going to come into a toe stretch. So I'm going to be timing each of our postures, and I'll be giving you time cues. If it helps to have the eyes closed, then definitely close off the eyes. This is an intense one, so just see how it feels. You're going to tuck under the toes. You're going to see if you can sit the bottom back on the heels. Now, if sitting upright is way too intense on your toes and on your ankles, then you can just bring the fingertips down to the mat to ease off the pressure. So, wherever you've decided to go, closing off the eyes. So being aware of how your body feels. Okay, you're halfway there in this posture. Stay with me. The breath can just be soft. Thirty seconds left. We are very much in this together. I am feeling this too. And ever so slowly and gently easing out. Oh, so just stepping those knees back, just seeing if it feels good to tap out through the feet. Whew, okay, it's a super intense stretch to start with. So now we're going to sit back with the toes untucked on the tops of the feet, and we're going to open out through the front of the ankles, the shins. So you're going to sit back like so. Now if you can, you'll bring your hands to heart center. If not, you can just take the fingertips behind you again. So we're already started, we are already into our time. Notice the body's need for wiggling around, maybe fidgeting, and just let that tell you something. So when you're in certain postures, if your mind is like, oh no, I don't want to close the eyes, and you find yourself looking around, it's that avoidance of really what's going on inside. We're halfway there. You're doing awesome already. "20 seconds to go. Stay with me. Take the mind to the breath. And slowly release. Again, just come forward onto the hands, onto all fours, and just tap out through those feet if you need to. Okay. So we've worked through the feet. We're going to come up to the legs now. We're going to come all the way up to the hamstrings. So you're going to tuck under the toes and come into a standing forward fold. Now, if this is super, super uncomfortable for you, because this is very intense, you're going to come down to the mat into caterpillar. So you might recognize it as Paschimottanasana, where we are folded forwards, but we're not going to have this switched on feeling like we normally would. This is kind of rounding through the spine. And then if you need something to help bolster you, to help let the body relax, then you can pop a bolster there, just as long as you're kind of feeling it a little bit. So they are your two options. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So when you're ready, just releasing. If you're in the standard variation, see if you can just shift the weight forwards to the front, the ball of the feet. You can have a bend in the knees here as well. Just let the head and the neck hang heavy. You can take hold of opposite elbows if that feels good. You're halfway there. Notice those of you that are sitting up, if the weight has shifted back to the heels. If so, just bring it forwards again. Those of you that are down, maybe with cushions and pillows, see what happens if you just move cushions and pillows away just a little bit. See if you're able to just move slightly deeper. Being really aware, if you notice any sharp, painful feelings, that is a sign that this is not doing what it should. It should be more of a stretchy feeling and then a lot more of an emotional feeling. So just knowing that if you're getting sharp pains, that is not good. Same with any of our yoga flows. "25 seconds to go." And slowly release. If you're not already down on the mat, come down to the mat. We're going to come to our rebound posture. So rebound is whichever way you would like to relax. So for me, I'm just going to come down to lay on my back. I'm going to take my knees open. You could just lay flat. You could lay on your side. Close your eyes and just notice how the body feels. Take the mind to the area that we were just stretching. So that's the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, maybe feeling it in the spine as well. And notice any vibrations, any tingling, any energy around that area. That's your chi, your energy. So just taking some moments here. So the reason we rebound is just to tap into the mind, tap into the body. Notice how you're feeling. Giving the body a chance to adjust. When you're ready, coming away from your rebound relaxation, going to make your way up to seated, and we're going to come to work now on the outsides of the legs. So we're going to come into shoelace. So in other forms of yoga, this would be half cow facing, but in yin, this is called shoelace. So you've got the left knee down underneath, the right knee coming above. Now, if this isn't accessible for you, you're going to come out and you're going to place the right ankle or the right heel on top of the left knee. And then you see how I've got this space here? I would then find a cushion and pop a cushion or a block underneath that area there. So then wherever you are, whichever variation you have found, going to see if you can come down for a forward fold. So I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to come down for our forward fold. Now this is one of those postures that really is working on your lower 3 chakras. This is one of those where a lot might come up, a lot of frustration. I know for me it makes me feel quite nauseous. So just allowing that to come in, allow those emotions, those feelings to come up. Say to them that it's okay for them to be there and that you're going to allow them to be there while you stay within the posture. Notice if you are resisting as well by keeping your body up and away from where it could potentially go. Relaxing the head and the neck. You're already halfway there. See if you can just fight through some of that resistance to bring yourself maybe a little bit deeper. You can always pop a bolster in front of you so that you could rest your head on the bolster. So we want to find the comfortable within the uncomfortable. So using props, making sure we have lots of props around when we need them. "45 seconds left." When you're ready, slowly peeling yourself out and then come down for your rebound. So wherever that might be, you might decide on a child's pose. So wherever that is, just taking a few moments to rebound. Again, just noticing any sensations in the body, especially down the right side of the leg. Notice if there's any feeling in the lower abdomen, in the root, maybe down the pelvic floor. Feeling where chi, where your energy is moving. When you're ready, coming back up again, doing the other side. So, same variation, either coming into that box with the ankles stacked, or you're going to take the left knee over the top of the right. Finding that moment there, and then forward folding, and then I will start our timer. Closing off the eyes, again, just notice what happens. Notice the need to fidget, to play around, maybe with like your hair or things like that. Noticing little itches, and basically the brain's way of telling you to avoid what's happening in the body. Just trying your best to stay present. You're halfway there. It's okay and totally natural for the mind to wander. If you've got the eyes closed, just each time try to bring it back to the breath, but just be okay with the fact that if the mind wanders, it could be something that's coming up for you in these postures. So don't be too hard on yourself. "45 seconds left." See if you can just let go of some of that resistance and go a little bit deeper. And then gently releasing, bringing yourself up, unraveling those legs, ooh, and coming down for your rebound, wherever that might be. Closing off the eyes. Again, just notice, just be aware. The vibrations, the tingling sensations in the body. And when you're ready, releasing. And just bring yourself down to lying on your back. So from here, we've done a little bit of our legs. We're gonna work our way up to the torso. So we're gonna work through some twists, coming into twisted roots. Now, if you have space, you can take your arms out into T shape. If not, you can take the hands into cactus. Bring the knees into the chest. You're just gonna shift the bottom over actually to the left a little bit. And then bring the knees in, cross the left knee over the top of the right, and then you're gonna drop those knees over to the right side. And the head is gonna go over to the left. And we're gonna start our timer. So this is twisted roots. If this is way too intense for you, or you feel like you've just gone too far, you could put blocks and cushions underneath the knees, or just release the twist in the legs and just drop the knees over to one side. So there are always options. And again, just remember, if anything starts to feel painful or anything like that, just be aware. If it doesn't feel right, move away from it. But if it's just an emotional pain, then stay with it. Trying to close off the eyes. You've got 1 minute left. Just 20 seconds to go. And then ever so gently moving yourself out of the stretch. Oh, yeah, I feel it too. Just coming down for your rebound to wherever that is. Maybe just laying down flat on your back. Close off the eyes. Okay, moving on to the other side now. So shifting those hips over to the right, bringing the knees in, right knee crosses over the left, and we're going to drop the knees over to the left side, and the head is going to go over to the right as you close the eyes. And then I'm going to start our timer. Remember to use your props, your blankets, cushions, bolsters, wherever you need them. You're halfway there. Just 20 seconds left to go. And slowly, slowly peeling yourself away and coming down for your rebound. Again, wherever that might be. Notice how the body feels. When you're ready, just hug those knees into the chest and take a few little rocks side to side. And we'll come into our final posture. So just rocking yourself up to seated. Grab your bolster, blocks, cushions, kind of everything that you have got. I'm just gonna get mine. And we're gonna come into a heart opening to finish off. So you're gonna put, if you have a bolster, you're gonna pop it long ways like this. We wanna open up through the chest and the heart. What you might find is that going back, depending on how your body feels, going back with the bolster here might not feel very good. So you're gonna wanna put it around underneath the shoulder blades to open up. Now, this for me feels okay. I don't need the support here. However, if you feel like this part of your spine isn't protected, you can just roll up a cushion and just pop that cushion underneath, and then it will graduate that lift a little bit more. Obviously, the more height you want on the heart opening, the more height you can have. You can just building blocks like so. Okay, so wherever it is that you have found that you need to be, open through that heart. You can take the arms out to the side. That's gonna make it even more intense. Obviously, if it feels uncomfortable for you to take the head back, then pop a bit more padding underneath the head. So this for me is fine because my head is rested on the bolster. If your head feels like it's floating, you don't really want to have that because you want to protect the neck a bit. So just add some cushions underneath you. Okay, so finding your position, and I am going to start our timer. Let's go. Close off the eyes. And you can take the legs out long, or you can have them bent in. You could take them, the knees open wide. So just wherever the legs feel good for you. So with the arms wide, just feeling an even deeper stretch all the way through this section of the armpit, through the upper arm. If that's way too intense, you can just pop the hands on the belly. So the heart chakra, the throat chakra, two very, very important ones. Well, all of our chakras are important, but just two that you might find are closed off. So maybe you find heart openings a little tricky. The beauty of YIN is that because we take time in these postures, we can really start to notice how they affect our energetic system. Just a minute left. Now, as you move out of this position, be extra careful on the neck. Maybe just take the hands behind the head, help the neck all the way up, and then come all the way up to seated. Simba, I have got so much of your fur on me. Move your bolsters and blocks and all sorts of things away from you and come down to a rebound. Now maybe you want that to be on your back again. Personally, after a heart opening, I like to come to a child's pose. So that's what I'm going to do. So just taking, if you're doing child's pose, relaxing the forehead down. If you're going to lay on your back, then just lay down, just take the palms out to the side. And we'll just finish in this last rebound. Eyes closed, feeling any vibrations. Notice how the breath feels. Does the breath feel different now to what it did at the start? Maybe the body feels different. Maybe the mind feels different. Feel your body connected to the mat. To really feel what it's like to have that mat underneath you, supporting you, holding you. With the eyes closed, just noticing if there's any shapes or colours or shadows flickering on the backs of the eyelids. Being aware and sensitive to any emotions that are rising. All of the emotions are welcome here. All of you is welcome here. Let come what come. Let go what go. See what remains. Let come what come. Let go what go. See what remains. So from wherever you are, if you're down in a Shavasana or you're in your child's pose, very carefully and gently just make your way to a comfortable seated position. When you get there, keep the eyes closed, have the hands at heart center. Grow tall through the crown of the head, ground down through all parts of the body, connected to the mat, connected to the earth. Make sure you take some time after this practice just to tap in with how you're feeling. Maybe it's a perfect time to journal. Maybe a good time to starve. So finding support if you need it, wherever you need it. Namaste. Thank you all so much for flowing with me, or well, not so much flowing, but practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed that. Drink some water, just take a little moment before you kind of get going. Yin is one of those practices that can really bring up, like I said, a lot of emotion. So just be okay with whatever comes up and just let it be there. Be kind to yourself. And apologies for Simba marching around mid-practice. He starts to shimmy from one end of the room to the other sometimes. Anyway, goodbye from the both of us, and we will see you again soon.